Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government brought in several reforms to further ease of doing business. President Ramnath Kovind visited Atal Tunnel Rohtang, says future of the nation is connected with the Atal Tunnel. Union Ministers Nirmala Sitharaman and Piyush Goyal retain Rajya Sabha seats. Jairam Ramesh, Randeep Surjewala, Mukul Wasnik of Congress, Praful Patel of NCP and Sanjay Raut of Shiv Sena also among the prominent leaders who returned to the upper house in biennial elections. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to dedicate the National Museum of Customs and GST to the nation today. National Conference on Competition Law to be held in New Delhi as part of Ministry of Corporate Affairs Iconic Week celebrations. WTO Ministerial Conference to begin from tomorrow in Geneva, Switzerland. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal to lead Indian delegation. United Nations General Assembly adopts an India-sponsored resolution on multilingualism, mentions Hindi language for the first time. In the Khelo India Youth Games, Haryana leads the medals tally with 102 medals, including 36 golds. And Indian Grandmaster R. Prajnanananda wins Group A title in Norway Chess Tournament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the government has brought in several reforms which have furthered ease of doing business. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said many outdated laws which slowed growth have been removed. With the mantra of reform, perform and transform, India has emerged as the fastest growing major economy in the world. Prime Minister Modi has shared details of reforms during the last 8 years in the field of ease of doing business and for spreading widespread prosperity and encouraging entrepreneurship. He shared a MyGov tweet thread and articles from his website and Namo app. President Ramnath Kovind today visited Atal Tunnel Rohtang, which connects Kullu and Lahore Spiti districts on the second and final day of his visit to Himachal Pradesh. On his arrival, the President was accorded a traditional welcome at Sisu helipad in Lahore Spiti. Chief Minister Jairam Thakur welcomed him by presenting him with a Thanka painting. Governor Rajendra Arlekar and State Minister Ramlal Markand were also present on the occasion. President Kovind visited Atal Tunnel from North Portal of Lahore Valley to South Portal of Kullu district. After visiting the Atal Tunnel, Mr. Kovind expressed his happiness over the extremely sophisticated construction of the tunnel. He added that the more infrastructure increases, the more the nation will progress. It may be recalled that the Atal Tunnel Rohtang, which connects Kullu and Lahore Spiti districts, was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 3rd of October 2020. The 9.2-kilometre long Atal Tunnel Rohtang is the world's longest highway single-tube tunnel located at above 10,000 feet.
Union Ministers Nirmala Sitharaman and Piyush Goyal, BJP leader Ghanshyam Tiwari and Congress's Jairam Ramesh, Randeep Singh Surjewala, Mukul Wasnik and Pramod Tiwari, NCP's Praful Patel and Shiv Sena's Sanjay Raut were among those who won the recent Rajya Sabha elections. The BJP registered a win in 8 out of 16 seats of the Rajya Sabha in 4 states, while the Congress has managed to bag 5 seats. The biennial elections to the upper house of parliament were held for 6 seats in Maharashtra, 4 each in Karnataka and Rajasthan, along with 2 seats in Haryana yesterday. The results for all the 4 states were declared early this morning. In Maharashtra, the ruling alliance of Shiv Sena, NCP and the Congress won 3 out of 6 seats, while the BJP bagged 3 seats. Besides Union Minister Piyush Goyal, the BJP winners include former State Minister Anil Bonde and party leader Dhananjay Mahadik. NCP's Praful Patel, Congress's Imran Pratapgari and Shiv Sena's Sanjay Raut were also elected to the Rajya Sabha from the state. In Haryana, BJP candidate Krishan Lal Panwar and independent candidate Kartikeya Sharma, backed by the party and its ally JJP, have won the 2 Rajya Sabha seats. In Karnataka, the BJP won 3 seats and the Congress got 1 seat. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, actor politician Jagdish and MLC Leher Singh Siroya have been elected to the Rajya Sabha from the BJP, while the Congress's Jairam Ramesh won the remaining 1 seat. In Rajasthan, the Congress won 3 of the 4 Rajya Sabha seats, while 1 seat was won by the BJP. Randeep Singh Surjewala, Mukul Wasnik and Pramod Tiwari were the winners from the Congress. Ghansham Tiwari clinched 1 seat for the BJP in the state. The Rajya Sabha election was crucial in view of the presidential elections next month. The biennial elections to Rajya Sabha were held to fill 57 seats in the upper house across 15 states. Earlier, 41 candidates were elected unopposed by the concerned state returning officers after the last date for the withdrawal of candidature. The newly elected candidates included 11 from Uttar Pradesh, 6 from Tamil Nadu, 5 from Bihar, 4 from Andhra Pradesh, 3 each from Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, 2 each from Chhattisgarh, Punjab, Telangana and Jharkhand, along with 1 from Uttarakhand. Out of this 41 seats, BJP bagged 14 seats, Congress won 4 and YSR Congress candidates elected unopposed on 4 seats, while DMK got 3 seats and Biju Janata Dal got 3 seats. Apart from this, AIA-DMK won 2 seats, Telangana Rashtriya Samiti got 2 and Aam Aadmi Party secured 2. Rashtriya Janata Dal also won 2 seats, while Samajwadi Party, Janata Dal Secular and Jharkhand Mukti Morcha got 1 seat each. Bharatiya Janata Party's Central Disciplinary Committee has issued show cause notice to its Rajasthan MLA Shobha Rani Kushwaha. She was suspended from the party's primary membership yesterday for cross-voting in favour of candidate of opposition party in the Rajya Sabha elections. The party has given her 7 days time to clarify why she voted against the whip.
The Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav iconic week of the Ministry of Finance will conclude today with the Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs Nirmala Sitharaman gracing the closing ceremony in Goa. The program will include a number of events being showcased by the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, Central Board of Direct Taxes, Departments of Revenue, Economic Affairs and Financial Services. The first event of the day will be the dedication of the National Museum of Customs and GST in Panaji, followed by inauguration of the GST Gallery. In a bid to create awareness and spread tax literacy among people as well as children, the Central Board of Direct Taxes has developed some interesting learn-by-play products. The Finance Minister will launch a set of board games, 3D puzzles and comic books under this series. The Competition Commission of India is organizing a national conference on competition law in New Delhi today as part of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs Iconic Week celebrations under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Union Minister of State for Corporate Affairs Rao Inderjeet Singh will deliver the inaugural address as the chief guest. He will also release a film on the journey of the CCI, advocacy booklets in regional languages and felicitate winners of the essay and quiz competitions.
The United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, has adopted an India-sponsored resolution on multilingualism that mentions the Hindi language for the first time. The resolution passed yesterday urges the United Nations to continue spreading vital communications and messages in both official and non-official languages, including Hindi. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, T.S. Tirumurti, said, "Multilingualism is acknowledged as a basic principle of the United Nations and expressed gratitude to the Secretary General for supporting multilingualism." He said for the first time the Hindi language is mentioned in the resolution besides Bangla and Urdu. Mr. Tirumurti said since 2018, India has provided an extra budgetary contribution to the UN Department of Global Communications to mainstream and consolidate news and multimedia content in the Hindi language. As part of these efforts, Hindi@UN project was launched in 2018 with an objective to enhance the public outreach of the United Nations in the Hindi language and to spread greater awareness about global issues among millions of Hindi-speaking population around the world. The 12th World Trade Organization WTO Ministerial Conference will begin from tomorrow in Geneva, Switzerland, after a gap of almost 5 years. The key areas of discussions and negotiations this year's conference include WTO's response to the pandemic, fisheries subsidies, negotiations and agriculture issues, including public stockholding for food security. The Indian delegation will be headed by Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. India has a vital stake in protecting the interest of all stakeholders in the country, as well as the interests of the developing and poor nations that look up to the leadership of India at multilateral forums, including WTO.
The Union Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Bharati Pawar, visited various primary health centers in NTR district in Andhra Pradesh yesterday. The minister, along with State Health Commissioner J. Nivas and MLA V. Krishna Prasad, paid a visit to YSR village clinics at Kavaluru and one more primary health center in G. Konduru Mandal of the district. Dr. Bharati Pawar interacted with the women patients at the clinics and also inquired about the free services at the clinics and medicines being provided by the state and central governments. During her visit to G. Konduru Clinic, the minister interacted with lactating mothers and also advised them to make use of the nutritious food available at Anganwadi centers. In Rajasthan, Union Minister for Ayush Sarvananda Sonowal will inaugurate the newly constructed buildings at National Institute of Ayurveda in Jaipur today at 3 p.m. These include Panchkarma Department, Animal House, Drug Discovery Unit and newly constructed auditorium. Mr. Sonowal will also interact with the officials of the institute in a review meeting.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla interacted with the villagers of Dabi area of Bundi district in Rajasthan yesterday. On this occasion, Shri Birla said that better education and health facilities will be provided to the people of Barad area. He said dispensary will be opened in this area and a special medical camp will also be organized after 2 months. Speaker Birla said Suposhit Ma campaign will be launched for the pregnant women. He also announced opening of sports stadium in Barad area. Over 194 crore 92 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said over 15 lakh 8,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. A total of 8,329 new COVID cases were recorded in the last 24 hours as several states are witnessing surge in the cases. 10 deaths were reported during the same period. The recovery rate is currently at 98.69%.
In Bihar, 9 people died in a road accident when a private vehicle in which they were travelling fell into a roadside pond near Kanjia village in Purnia district today. The deceased were returning to Kishanganj after participating in a marriage ceremony. Expressing grief over the tragic accident, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar announced an ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees each to the next of kin of the persons who lost their lives in the road accident.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government brought in several reforms to further ease of doing business. President Ramnath Kovind visited Atal Tunnel in Rohtang, says future of the nation is connected to the Atal Tunnel. Union Ministers Nirmala Sitharaman and Piyush Goyal retained Rajya Sabha seats. Jairam Ramesh, Randeep Surjewala, Mukul Wasnik of the Congress, Praful Patel of the NCP and Sanjay Raut of the Shiv Sena also among the prominent leaders who returned to the upper house in the biennial elections. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to dedicate the National Museum of Customs and GST to the nation today. National Conference on Competition Law to be held in New Delhi as part of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs Iconic Week celebrations. WTO Ministerial Conference to begin from tomorrow in Geneva, Switzerland. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal to lead Indian delegation. United Nations General Assembly adopts an India-sponsored resolution on multilingualism, mentions Hindi language for the first time. In the Khelo India Youth Games, Haryana leads the medals tally with 102 medals, including 36 medals. And Indian Grandmaster R. Pragyananda wins the Group A title in the Norway Chess Tournament. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
महिलाओं के विकास में भागीदार भारत सरकार। देश में पीएम आवास की 68% मालिक महिलाएं हैं। 35 करोड़ मुद्रा लोन लाभार्थियों में से 23 करोड़ महिलाएं हैं।
देश ने संकल्प लिया है 100% लाभार्थियों तक पहुंचने का।
8 साल सेवा, सुशासन, गरीब कल्याण।
Climate change and its resultant effects have posed a serious problem in front of the entire world. In this scenario, sustainable development is a big challenge, but the way India has balanced both environment and development together is an example in front of the entire world. A report.
Government has launched the National Hydrogen Mission to promote green hydrogen energy. Under this scheme, a target of producing 5 million tons green hydrogen energy by 2030 has been set. Due to the promotion of electric vehicles, 11 lakh electric vehicles have been registered in the country by March this year. 4,500 charging stations have been approved under battery swapping policy. Ujala scheme was launched in 2015, which helped in not only providing affordable LED bulbs to pupils, but also helped in energy conservation. Due to this initiative, 3.86 crore tons of carbon dioxide emission have been reduced annually in the country. Now India is the second largest market of LED in the world. Beneficiaries of this scheme have this to say.
मेरा नाम कंचन है। मैं कैंप 1 भिलाई जिला दुर्ग में रहती हूँ। उजाला योजना के तहत मुझे किफायती दर पर LED बल्ब मिले और जब मैंने इन बल्बों को अपने पुराने बल्बों से रिप्लेस किया तो मैंने पाया कि मेरा बिजली बिल पहले के मुकाबले काफी कम आने लगा है, जिससे मेरा मासिक बजट पर भी काफी अच्छा असर हुआ है और मेरी सेविंग्स भी बढ़ने लग गई है। केंद्र की यह योजना मेरे लिए तो बहुत लाभकारी सिद्ध हुई।
मेरा नाम चंद्रपाल जायसवाल है। मैं सुपेला भिलाई जिला दुर्ग छत्तीसगढ़ राज्य का निवासी हूँ। उजाला योजना के तहत मैंने कम कीमत पर LED बल्ब लिए और जब उन्हें अपने घर में इस्तेमाल करना शुरू किया तब मैंने महसूस किया कि मेरे यहाँ की बिजली की खपत कम हो गई है।
The Namami Gange mission was launched for effective abatement of pollution, conservation and rejuvenation of national river Ganga. Till March this year, 366 projects worth over 30,000 crore rupees have been sanctioned. Out of this, around 200 have been completed. Union Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat said the Namami Gange mission is an example for the world in terms of river conservation.
अब तक लगभग 30,000 करोड़ की लागत से न केवल गंगा की मुख्य धारा अपितु उसकी सारी सहायक नदियों पर भी हमने सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट, इंडस्ट्रियल एफ्लुएंट ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट और उसके अतिरिक्त जो है घाटों का निर्माण, घाटों की सफाई, बायोडायवर्सिटी को वापस रिजुविनेट करना, गंगा के किनारे के वेटलैंड्स का संरक्षण करना, सहायक नदियों को आपूर्ति करने वाले सारे स्प्रिंग्स के ऊपर काम करना, कैचमेंट एरिया ट्रीटमेंट करना, एक पूरा होलिस्टिक प्लान बना करके गंगा की अविरलता और निर्मलता के लिए काम किया।
Vidyavakar Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, New Delhi.
The 11th episode of the Abhyas program will be aired today. The topic for this episode is economy. All India Radio News has got an overwhelming response for the show with questions received from across the country. Dr. Narendra Thakur, Department of Economics, Bhim Rao Ambedkar College, University of Delhi, will be responding to the queries of the aspirants. This episode of Abhyas will be on air on 100.1 FM Gold at 9:30 p.m. today. You can access it on Twitter at AIR News Alerts or on AIR News official YouTube channel and also on News on AIR app. Also, for the next episode on the 18th of June, the subject chosen is Indian Society. The deadline for submission of questions is the 15th of June 2022.
In Uttarakhand, 288 young officers have become ready to defend the country's frontiers after relentless military training at the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. The gentlemen cadets displaying inspiring enthusiasm and zeal and put up an excellent passing out parade marching with perfection to military tunes Sare Jahan Se Acha and Kadam Kadam Baraye Ja with pride and elan. They include 150 gentlemen cadets from regular course and 133 from technical graduate course. In all, 89 gentlemen cadets from 8 friendly foreign countries also successfully passed out from the portals of Indian Military Academy. General Officer Commanding-in-Chief of Southwestern Command Lieutenant General Amardeep Singh Bhindar was the chief guest on this occasion. Commenting the performance of the trainees, Lieutenant General Bhindar said that the IMA takes pride in its rich legacy and the saga of valor and sacrifice etched by its brave alumni. Heads of missions from 13 countries would participate in an interaction with BJP President Jagat Prakash Nadda in New Delhi this evening. The interaction is a part of the series of programs No BJP initiative launched by Mr. Nadda. During this event, he will elaborate about the history, struggles, successes, ideology and contribution of the BJP in nation building. This is the 4th event of this series. The BJP president has interacted with 34 mission heads so far.
Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah is chairing the Western Zonal Council meeting at Diu today. Various issues related to boundaries, security, infrastructure, transport, industries pertaining to western states are being discussed in the meeting. The meeting is being held after a gap of 2 years due to the COVID pandemic. The council comprises Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. Our correspondent reports that Mr. Shah will launch various development projects in Diu later in the day and also inaugurate the former naval ship INS Kokari as a museum. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है, देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए कातिल में है.
In today's episode, we remember the legendary freedom fighter Ram Prasad Bismil, who was born on the 11th of June 1897 at Jaipur, Uttar Pradesh. He is well known for being a part of the Mainpuri conspiracy in 1918 and the Kakori conspiracy in 1925.
वक्त आने पर बता देंगे तुझे ओ आसमां, हम अभी से क्या बताएं, क्या हमारे दिल में है.
Bismil was a patriotic poet and wrote in Hindi and Urdu using the pen names Ram, Agyat and Bismil. He immortalized the poems Sarfaroshi ki Tamanna, Man ki Leher and Swadeshi Rang as a war cry against the British Raj. Bhagat Singh praised him as a great poet-writer of Urdu and Hindi, who had also translated the books Catherine and Bolshevikon ki Kartu.
भेंट कर लाई है सबको कत्ल होने की उम्मीद, आशिकों का आज जमघट कूचाए कातिल में है.
Bismil's friendship with fellow revolutionary Ashfaqullah Khan Warsi is legendary. The two, along with Roshan Singh, were executed on the 19th of December 1927 for their revolutionary activities. Ram Prasad Bismil's last message, which he wrote on the 16th of December 1927, was published in the magazine Kirti.
The time of execution is fixed for 6:30 a.m. on the 19th of December. Nothing to worry. I shall be reborn again and again due to God's grace, and my aim will be to ensure complete freedom for the world, that nature's gifts should be equally shared by all, and no one shall rule others. Everywhere, people should have their democratic institutions. My only request to countrymen is that if they had even an iota of sorrow at our deaths, then, with whatever means, they must establish Hindu-Muslim unity. That was our last wish, and this only can be our memorial. Whatever I am saying, same is the opinion of Shri Ashfaqullah Khan Warsi. My request to the youth is that, till many people get educated, don't pay attention to secret organizations. If they have the desire to serve the country, they should work openly. Just listening to empty rhetoric and imagining green pastures, they should not put their lives in trouble.
AIR News salutes the great freedom fighter.
We also remember independence activist Rudra Pratap Singh, who was arrested on the 11th of June 1941 for taking part in the individual satyagraha.
Rudra Pratap Singh was born in 1916 in district Narsinghpur, Madhya Pradesh. He was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for taking part in the individual satyagraha under the Defence of India rules. He was imprisoned again for taking part in the Quit India movement and detained in Narsinghpur, Nagpur and Jabalpur jails between June 1943 and March 1945. He was released to avoid his custodial death, but soon after his release, he died of tortures and broken health. AIR News salutes the great martyr.
To remember Martyr Sikandar, who took part in the First War of Independence in 1857. Sikandar took part in the resistance against the company rule and also inspired others to join hands with the independence activists. He was caught while defending against the British attacks and charged with sedition and rebellion against the British. Sikandar was sentenced to imprisonment for 10 years with labour in iron. He died in the Andaman Islands on the 11th of June, 1859. We salute the great son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today remembered the great revolutionary and freedom fighter Ram Prasad Bismil on his birth anniversary today. In a tweet, Mr. Naidu said, known for his undaunted courage, patriotic zeal and soul-stirring poetry, Ram Prasad Bismil inspired many to join the freedom movement. He said the nation is ever indebted to him for his supreme sacrifice.
In the Khelo India Youth Games, Haryana retained the top position in the medals tally with 36 gold, 30 silver and 36 bronze medals. Haryana has so far grabbed 102 medals. Maharashtra is at second position with 90 medals, including 34 gold, 31 silver and 25 bronze medals. Karnataka remained at third place with 17 gold, 12 silver and 16 bronze medals. In chess, India's Grandmaster and top seed player R. Pragyananda won the Norway Chess Group A event with 7.5 points from 9 rounds. The 16-year-old GM remained unbeaten through the 9 rounds. He finished the tournament with a win over fellow Indian V. Praneeth yesterday.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi is expected to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder and lightning. Minimum temperature was recorded at 33 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 43 degrees. Mumbai will have rain or thunder showers towards afternoon or evening. Chennai is expected to have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Kolkata is likely to have a partly cloudy sky. Srinagar is expected to have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. Jammu and Muzaffarabad are likely to have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. While Leh is likely to have a partly cloudy sky, Gilgit is expected to have generally cloudy sky. Hyderabad is likely to have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Visakhapatnam, Bengaluru and Thiruvananthapuram are expected to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Puducherry is likely to have partly cloudy sky. In the northeast, Guwahati, Shillong and Itanagar are expected to have generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Imphal, Aizawl, Kohima, Agartala are likely to have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Gangtok is expected to have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government brought in several reforms to further ease of doing business. President Ramnath Kovind visited Atal Tunnel Rohtang, says future of the nation is connected with the Atal Tunnel. Union Ministers Nirmala Sitharaman and Piyush Goyal retain Rajya Sabha seats. Jairam Ramesh, Randeep Surjewala, Mukul Wasnik of Congress, Praful Patel of NCP and Sanjay Raut of Shiv Sena also among the prominent leaders who returned to the upper house in biennial elections. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to dedicate National Museum of Customs and GST to the nation today. National Conference on Competition Law to be held in New Delhi as part of Ministry of Corporate Affairs Iconic Week celebrations. WTO Ministerial Conference to begin from tomorrow in Geneva, Switzerland. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal to lead Indian delegation. United Nations General Assembly adopts an India-sponsored resolution on multilingualism, mentions Hindi language for the first time. In Khelo India Youth Games, Haryana leads the medals tally with 102 medals, including 36 gold. And with that, we end the midday news.